Welcome back to Five's a Crowd. You are surrounded by your 5 best friends. Cam.
Hey.
Chris.
Hello.
Tony.
Hello.
Zach.
Hola.
Myself, Austin. And tonight, I just wanted to do pretty much what we set out to do when we started this podcast.
Talk?
Hang out.
Oh.
Okay. You know where this vomit could go since we're on a roll right now.
Yeah.
Is we could redo our introduction episode that we did at the very beginning where we talked about us and our lives. I mean, we got a whole lot of new fans out there.
Tony's changing the subject.
No, I'm rolling with the subject.
Yes.
No, because then we could roast like we were supposed to on that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like it.
We don't have to do that on the spot right now.
No,
but-
I like it. No, but I think to go on with what you were saying, I think it would be. So are you talking like meeting, like how we met our wives or how we met each other?
All of the above. I don't know. What was that episode about? That was us meeting each other,
It
right?
was supposed to be a roast that turned into like
Yeah.
a small boil.
It was like our
No. It was a roast of Zach.
It was a
simmer.
It was a simmer
It was
with a bunch of ginger.
It was a simmer with a roast of.
It's a simmer of ginger.
I
you know
was
how a
asking
simmer
for it.
really starts to get burning, and then if you don't take it off, it's going to burn. Yeah, we let it burn on Zach.
I'm an
I don't remember
equal
it being that
opportunity roaster. I roast everybody.
Yeah.
that night you didn't.
Yeah, he did. He was the only one to roast Cam.
It's not always about you.
It is, okay?
But when it's about him, he gets mad.
All right, we're starting this off good. All right.
Quit talking about me, all right?
We could
What
start.
do you want?
We'll start.
What do
with,
you want from me?
We'll start with Zach. And then
What
That way
do you want?
Wait.
it's
Fun
not
fact.
that easy.
Fun fact. So, y'all remember watching the Uncanny X-Men as kids?
Yes.
Yeah, they're bringing it back.
Tonight.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Ooh.
First
sick.
like 1 or 2 episodes are out. Baby.
Did you see the thing about Rogue?
No. Did they make...
They took away
ruin
her-
They took away her biggest assets.
Yes. Both of them.
Look at this. He's angered. No, you don't take
Don't
away
you
Rogue's
butterfinger my
assets.
rogue!
Oh, she's been butterfingered.
They flattened
Don't you
her.
butterfinger my rogue!
They flattened her out in many ways.
No, really?
Really, really.
Both?
Yep.
Oh. Ain't no
You gotta
way.
find. There's the OG. She was
Ain't no way.
fantastic.
And the way
There
she
was-
talked to you.
I follow this
Oh, dude,
guy
that
that's like
Southern
a
Belle.
Yeah.
like a 90s nostalgia Instagram page, and he was the one that was talking about it, and he showed kind of a side-by-side shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, man,
Where the heck is it? Why is it not showing the new one?
Dude,
Just
These are all-
search
these are all
Rogue.
the
They're
old ones.
ashamed.
dude, Rogue is freaking sweet, dude. I love her hair. Love that white. Oh, that's sick.
Oh wait, here we go. Then and now.
could Rogue always fly? Or
Yeah.
because in the movies, I know they just portrayed that she could
Where's
only...
the definition?
See,
Wow.
that's only the front.
Lame.
Wait, is that the new one on the right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
They made it that flat looking? Like
Yep.
not just her, but like I'm talking
Detail.
contrast and brightness and
Oh, yeah.
they dulled it down.
Yeah.
They made Jubilee look more Asian.
I've never heard of Moravian.
Why does it look so bad?
Wolverine doesn't have hair on his arms.
Oh come on!
He's the Wolverine. He's got
He's a hairy
Yeah.
mother.
He shaves now.
Apparently.
Wait, go down
Wax.
to Gambit. So for real, why did they make it look
Gambit
worse than the
looks-
original?
Similar.
Because that's
There's
where
no
art
there's
talent.
also something. I think
Talent's
some.
going away.
That's where
Well, there-
art is nowadays. Like
It's the technology behind it too, like the way they animate and stuff. Like, someone was telling me about it just the other day, but I can't remember.
Well, that was all flip animation, right? Flip screen.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, usually animation's supposed to get better over time. And
Well,
Cyclops.
Well, that one looks. Oh man.
Storm still got her boobs. They freaking knocked down her shoes though. Look at those. Those aren't thigh highs anymore.
Lame. Oh, man.
Jean Grey, still kind of hot.
that's an upgrade.
That is. I like her hair better that way. The way she wears it.
I love how we're judging cartoons.
Hey, I'm not.
Beast,
I've got.
Practically the same.
10 out of 10.
He's a little bit darker.
What do they call that?
He's more
Would
defined.
recommend.
What's
went-
that?
he
What's
went
that
more to
game? What's that game where they Smash or pass? Smash.
Beast.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's funny.
Have you seen what he can do with his feet?
Oh, but to answer your question, Rogue can fly because she stole the powers from Captain Marvel.
Oh.
One of the times she was fighting her.
See, but I thought the powers wear off after.
Not all of them.
Oh.
Some of them stick.
Those
Okay.
are godlike powers.
That's where she got her strength and her flight.
Was from Captain Marvel.
So to go on to how we met, and I don't care if we go off on tangents like this. This is great, but stay along for the ride because this is gonna get fun. But we just figured this out a few weeks ago when we were at Beartooth. So we went to the concert here locally,
Yeah,
and
buddy.
while we were in line for your guys' shirts, we figured out that we both went to our first concert to the same concert.
That wasn't my first.
You said it was. You said AC/DC. Seventh grade.
I said I went to that concert.
Oh, that wasn't your first?
No.
Because you were talking about how Bryn is in seventh
Yeah.
and she wants to go to her first concert.
Right.
Oh. Well, I thought, okay, I was thinking that was your first
It was
concert.
it was
too.
my first one with my sister.
Tony ruined that story.
Sorry.
Well, now my dreams are crushed, so never mind. I'll just cry in a. I'm just kidding. So, what was your first concert then?
Metallica.
Yay.
Let's hear your first concert, Zach. Who was yours? Go ahead.
Not
Let's hear it.
98 degrees.
Let's hear it. Come on. Let's hear.
That was perfectly timed. You made Cam snort. That's not common. That's good. That's like an achievement unlocked, man.
That was good.
My first one was Weezer with Dashboard Confessional.
Oh.
Were you vindicated?
I was
Right on.
very vindicated.
He was selfish. He was wrong. He swore he was right.
I know I'm right.
He knew it all along.
But I am.
Fine! I am cleaning up so well.
I am seeing in me now.
Things you swore you saw before. So
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if Vindicated was actually released by that time.
Well, that's the only good one.
that came
So
out. Didn't
that
that
was
come
the
out
only
with
good song.
Spider-Man
Two.
2?
Yeah.
Was Chad Kroger the first one or the second one also?
Second one.
Okay.
So Nickelback had a song there too?
What was
Yeah.
that one?
It was
the-
with Saliva.
Yeah, the lead singer of Saliva.
And
remember-
they say that a hero can save us.
Not gonna stand
I had that.
here and wait. I remember that one.
Yep.
That was a good one.
That actually was a good
I
song.
heard it a lot of times.
Laney likes Goo Goo Dolls.
I like Goo Goo
Goo Goo
Dolls.
Dolls are great.
Oh, dude.
Goo Goo
She'll
Dolls was my very first album that I
Dude,
ever owned.
That's a good
And
one.
here's the best
Dizzy
part.
Up the Girl or what?
Yep, Dizzy Up the Girl. And I got it. So I got it in my Christmas stocking from Santa.
Mm.
And
Santa, you rascal.
my mom was furious because she thought, whoop, I clicked a button. she
Didn't know that Santa. Did you know about Santa?
Yeah.
She was furious Santa beat her to it.
No, she was mad because she thought the band was like some sort of satanic worshiper and it couldn't be more alt rock than anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. She was so mad.
How do you get that from Goo Goo Dolls?
Because the girl's like upside down on a bed.
Oh,
At the time,
okay,
it kinda,
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
it
She
could
have
have
her
looked a
arms
little
out,
bit sexual.
Provocative.
upside down.
She looks like she's in like a
Cross or
total
something.
like overdose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But then not even like 2 years later, I got Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish in the hot dog.
hot dog flavored water. Get the f out.
And one of my favorite memories, total tangent here. We went camping to Lake Tahoe, like on that, I don't know, it's like a 12-hour drive or something from here to Lake Tahoe. And we totally put that album in. We were rocking that first song.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh my gosh, where he says the F word.
46 times.
Yeah, so
it's
far in
up to
that
Brian,
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I counted. That's not true.
Really?
He's a
You didn't-
liar.
You didn't say it, do it that many times?
I don't think so. I think
I
it's
thought
off.
it was on. Because I think I did the same thing as you did. I was like, that's false advertisement.
It
Yeah.
could be worse.
Right.
My parents, so one year for Christmas, my brother asked for the new Shaggy album,
Uh-huh.
the one with the song It Wasn't Me.
Uh-huh.
And so he gets that CD, and I think I got one myself. But anyways, my parents are like, who is this? Like, play a song. So he pops it in and plays that It Wasn't Me. And my dad is like,
Wasn't me.
what the hell did we just buy you? And from that point on, my parents never bought any CDs for Christmas.
No way.
Yep. One year I asked for Creed's album with U2's. And my parents were like, no, not after what happened with your brother. What kind of music are we buying you? And I was like, U2? You don't know who U2 is? You really think they're that bad?
That's why they go to Walmart and they buy all the music there because it's
no.
all
Back when it was edited.
all edited.
I remember buying an album from Walmart for the first time, and I was so disappointed
Dude,
when I went home and found out it was edited.
I did the same thing. I took it right back and I said, I need to return this. And they said,
They
why?
wouldn't
What's
let
wrong
you-
with it?
They wouldn't let you return it after it was opened.
They would.
What?
Yeah, they would. I went back and I said, I need to return this. And they said, what's wrong with it? I said, it's not working. They gave me my money
It's not
back.
working. It keeps skipping words.
Yeah. They gave my money back and I went to Best Buy and bought the unedited one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I'd go to Target a lot of times. Target had
Ooh,
the
or Circuit
unedited.
City.
Man, that's a
Sam Goody.
flashback. So do you guys remember, I saw this little reel and it was, oh man, it painted a beautiful picture. But it was like that first time you got to listen to Korn. And it was at one of those, I think it was at a Sam Goody where they had to like try it before you buy it.
Oh,
Stations
yeah.
where you'd punch in the CD that you wanted to listen to. And it was like first time listening to Korn. And next thing you know, he's got dreads and a backwards hat and baggy pants. And I'm like, man, I remember the first time hearing Korn, that was life changing.
It really was. I remember I hated them. I was like, who are these guys? This is awful. And then Untouchables came out. And I was like, okay, they're not that bad. And then I went backwards and I was like, these guys are awesome.
Dude, I love those moments where you find music that you weren't mature enough in your music to fully appreciate at the time.
Right. We were having this conversation at the concert too.
Yeah.
It's like bands that either vice versa, you hated and now you like, or you used to like and now you hate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This one will break your heart. I don't like Blink-182 anymore.
The hell's your problem?
Yeah.
Why?
Childish.
Why?
Get out of here. They're childish.
They are not.
Yeah.
What's
Even
my
their
name
new
again?
song
That
about
was part of their
reconnecting.
I know, but I just don't connect with it anymore, man. I'm just like, you just...
Their new hit single's a very
Immature.
heartfelt song.
I doubt it. It's
It
probably
is.
No,
probably
actually,
like-
they're
a little
their
too
new
late.
probably
song's
got a little
actually-
bit of penis in there or
No,
Their
something.
new song's actually pretty good because it's
It's-
kind of them reflecting on where they
Yeah.
are now and what they went through.
It's
Little
a
too
legit
late.
about them
Like it is like a grown
hating each other and then coming back because they realized that life is more important than the issues that they had. And
They realized Tom's actually important.
yeah,
Well, he was busy chasing aliens, bro.
he was.
Yeah.
He was under like non-disclosure agreements and stuff. Couldn't talk about stuff. He was working with like the CIA and like all
Just
this
to make
stuff.
sure I have the right one, because I always get their names mixed. Tom's Angels and Airwaves, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
Do you know what I listened to the other day that was a flashback? Lifehouse.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude, I like
yeah.
Lifehouse.
Yeah.
What was their one really
He's got the voice
their
of an
big
angel.
hit?
I was listening to them today.
I'm trying to remember.
What was
It's
their
on the
one
tip of
big
my
hit
tongue.
that
Hanging
was-
by a moment.
Yeah.
Hanging by a moment and with you.
I think this whole
Nailed it.
episode's just going to be
Nailed
music,
it.
if I'm being
Now
honest.
we're on it.
Bro.
Yeah.
I like it.
I plugged, speaking of Creed, I put on Weathered earlier today. I love that that
yeah.
whole album.
Dude, they
I haven't
still
listened to
slap,
that.
yo.
My Own Prison. My Own Prison was my favorite.
Yeah. I love now I forgot the name of the song. 6 Feet, where he's like,
Hold
6 feet from
Yeah.
the edge, and I'm thinking,
dude, that guitar riff at
Maybe
the
6
beginning
feet
is just
ain't
magical.
so far down.
Did you know that when Chris Scott Stapp?
Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
You had all the right syllables. Or,
Stapp.
I mean, right consonants. And
So when he got kicked out of Creed, they went out and made a different band called
Alter Bridge.
Alter
Alter
Bridge.
Yeah.
Dude, they're fantastic.
They're good too. Yeah.
So good. What?
I feel like that's their
They did the right thing,
guitarist
though.
is amazing.
A
I feel like as soon as your singer leaves, you have to change the name of
Exactly.
the band.
They did. I give them props for
Yeah,
that.
that's a smart move.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Yeah,
you're lucky.
dude. I love Edema.
Man. Unless you're lucky, like
Demon's
who was it? Is it Journey? Who the lead singer? They found this Asian guy that, sounds
just-
identical
just
like
sounds,
to the original
he sounds
singer.
almost more like him
yes,
than the original.
He like how does
awesome.
that make sense? But it does.
yeah.
Same with AC/DC.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's a unique voice. It's like, how on
I
earth
think
do you
Foreigner
find...
too. Like
Look
all
at that.
these like
We
classic
went full
rock
circle.
bands.
Back to
They found-
AC/DC.
Yes.
So,
That's so weird.
so my first concert, 7th grade, was AC/DC, and I thought that was your first concert. I thought we had that cool connection. Kind of
Hey, we still have the connection
not.
of seeing
Yeah.
AC/DC
Anyway.
together.
That would have been a better first concert than Metallica.
throwing shade.
Lots of shade.
But
The funny thing is like...
Needs to work on it though.
But we
not even
connected.
like-
You want to know how we really connected though? Is how did we connect the dots? Because I was like, my first concert, I was doing a lot of this, like looking through my fingers. I'm like, because there were boobs everywhere.
What?
I was only like 13.
Oh, yeah, dude. They put them up on the Jumbotron.
I had
Like
no
girls
idea.
flashing?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Okay, I was like
AC/DC.
people in the concert.
Yeah, AC/DC. One guy was running around with a camera, and his whole sole job was to just get those bad boys up on the big screen.
So when's ACDC coming again?
Now,
They're done, bud. Dang it. But they had a big, like those big blow up, like the things you see out in front of like dealerships and stuff. They had one of those, but
Car
it was a
washes.
stripper.
Big.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's huge. It's like took up the whole stage.
How does Family Guy word it? Silly inflatable blow up guys.
Yeah.
Or something.
Wacky
like that.
wavy. Wait,
Yeah, wacky wavy.
Wacky wavy. Oh gosh. Wacky wavy arms inflatable tube guys.
Yeah, something like that. Like
Wacky wavy arm inflatable tube
that.
guy.
They do a commercial about it, and the guy says it like 15 times.
The thing that kills me is when they're like, when they like flopped over, but it's still blowing, and they put like the hip hop music to it because it looks like they're twerking.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys get? Did you? Anybody watch the Simon Garfunkel thing I sent today?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Started to.
Yes.
Dude,
Here's the thing. I didn't realize Simon. Okay. Whatever.
Paul
okay.
Simon.
I had no idea that was an actual group.
Simon and
Simon
Garfunkel?
I had no idea. I thought it was like
Yeah.
some sort of like just comedy.
It sounds
Names.
made up.
Yeah, it sounded made up to me. Like I just thought it was like some sort of
Yeah.
a comedy skit or like something before my time that I didn't know. I didn't realize they were singers.
yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old
Yeah, I had no idea that was them.
That's Disturbed.
Eventually.
They own it now for sure.
Yeah, but
That's
Dude, Disturbed just made a comeback.
Disturbed killed it with that remake.
So, are we going down this path or not?
Which path?
No, I was just saying. So, in that AC/DC conversation, it felt like to me that our friendship was like almost meant to be. Like our paths were crossing, and granted, we met in the 7th
And then he
grade.
found out it was forced.
Yeah. Here's the thing. No, I don't even know how we truly met.
Your
Just
mom
through
paid
friends.
him to be your friend.
Is that what happened?
Yep.
Dang.
Well, her mom paid.
this
her
is
mom
over.
paid your mom, so you didn't even get to see any of the royalties.
I guarantee you it would have been the other way around. Tony needs friends. He's wearing sweatpants to school and tucking his shirt in.
You were tucking your shirt in?
Into your sweatpants?
No, I'm totally
Oh, okay.
still tucking my shirt
I was like, that's a move.
But not into your sweatpants.
Valid.
So,
No, I really don't remember.
were our lockers just next to each other?
It might have been through
The
Kelly.
reason why I'm
but-
starting here is because as far back as our friendships go, I feel like this is
we're the
the
first.
timeline where it starts.
Yes.
If I'm right, unless you guys have no.
It's with no. It's
when did you two meet?
Well, because I think we all met Chris around the same time. But Lisa,
I met him first.
Yeah,
But you and Lisa, how far back did you guys go?
2005.
Okay, yeah,
So it was
so-
before.
Senior
so
it
year.
was
this-
right around the same time of meeting you because I had just started dating,
Oh, Shailene. Okay.
and she lived with Lisa.
Okay. So like to start the friendship web, it started here somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't recall anything other than maybe we had
I
like
think-
a class together and our lockers were next to each other.
Just mutual friends too. Like I think it just all kind of blended.
Well, and that's just it. I don't even know.
It was like this: you, and then us, and then us, and then you.
Yeah. But
Because you and me were.
I'm trying to think, because
Yeah.
even from 6th grade on, my only real friend from elementary school that I really stayed with was like Tyson and Sean. But then I don't know how I met you and Kelly. And Tyler was always kind of like the tag along for you guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I met you guys, but anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Kelly. Maybe I met Kelly first. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was through Kelly, but it wasn't like an introduction of any kind. It was just, we just all kind of started hanging out. I don't know.
Weird. It was, we were so young that at that time we probably were still just like, oh yeah, that's my best friend.
I thought I was killing you when I first met you.
Killing me?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna be-
Was that the first time?
No, it wasn't.
No, I wasn't. But that was close enough.
It was close enough. Well, I didn't really talk to you much before. You were over at their house once, I think, and then you were kidnapping my wife, future wife.
Yeah. I almost got away with her too.
If it wasn't for you rascal kids.
Nah, it was that Rally Sport. That thing was in high gear. I was bombing it.
We'll get there. So we'll do this quickly. So we met at around 7th grade
Yep.
and really just
That
kind of
was year 2000.
was that 2000?
Yeah.
7th grade.
Because I just remember Y2K. That was 7th grade.
Oh yeah.
and
then
the whole fear of everything shutting down.
and he thought I was gay.
Yep. I still, jury's out.
Stop doing that while I'm drinking.
Not really. I hope that's just a joke. Hope I didn't really look gay. Okay, here's the thing. I saw this really funny Reddit where it was like, remember back in the 2000s when guys who showered daily were called metrosexuals?
Yeah.
When really they were
Yeah.
just clean? That was me. I showered every day. I was always ready for the day.
There was
Always.
a South Park episode where they have metrosexuals.
And now it's just like a standard
that.
guy of today. It's just kind of funny. But anyway.
I showered every day.
So did
So
I.
did I. The guys that were metrosexual in my school were all had like lint rollers.
Oh, I never had one of
See,
those.
the funny thing is
It'd
like
always
now,
be like,
now I'm that way. Like but I call it OCD.
I thought they called it preppies.
Yeah, I remember preppies.
Yeah, like
Preppies were the ones who would wear like Hurley at the time.
the Hurley homies.
Hurley shirts, the visors with the like.
That was Kelly.
White,
The golf
I
visors
forgot
were-
about
golf
the
visors
visor
with the bleach
with-
And
tips.
he'd wear,
Yep.
he'd wear it
Yeah.
backwards so the Velcro is in the
Yep.
front.
and then upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that once or
I
twice.
did that a bit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Such
you
a
always had the
horrible look.
metal ball
So
thing with
dumb.
like
It
the
was.
tribal design.
Yeah.
That's how I remember you.
Popped collars.
Puka necklaces.
I never did
I
the
had
A lot
pop
of
collar.
O'Neill. Did you wear O'Neill? No.
I wore some O'Neill.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I wore San Seagal. Nobody knows what that is.
Quick
Steven
silver,
Seagal's
quick
brand.
That
sand.
sounds like Grandpa's store.
Dude, no. It was like a traveling circus where they'd get all the vacation places that didn't sell the shirts and they'd buy them all and then you go buy them for cheap because there's 8 kids in our family. We didn't have, so we'd go pick up shirts.
So you were the
Here you
kid
go,
wearing.
kids. Pick where you want to go when you grow up.
So you were the kids you were one of the kids wearing around the
Everybody
Utah
thought I'd been
Jazz,
everywhere.
Utah Jazz NBA champions
No,
shirts,
no,
right?
no.
'Cause-
Yeah. The ones that they ship off to Africa.
Yeah, the one they ship off to
Yeah.
Africa because
those never come back.
Junior Jazz
But-
jerseys that you find at the DI.
No,
Uh-huh.
it was like Yellowstone or like
Yeah. I know which ones you're talking about.
if you can read this, turn over my canoe, like all
Yeah.
these different, like I wore all those.
And Chris still fits in them today too.
I do, yeah.
still wears them to this
Kept my
day.
That's
figure.
funny.
Did you see that? Reminds me. Did you see the thing one time where it's like, I don't know why, but why did everyone own one of these? And it was the Charlotte Hornets jacket. The like.
Oh, the
The-
90s like
the
Yeah,
90s,
I did
like
not own one of
Swishers.
those,
The
but my
Swish-
brother
brother
had a
had-
Utah Jazz one.
Same.
Yeah.
My brother did too.
Yep.
But the meme was specifically for the Charlotte Hornets. Like, why
Yeah.
is it everyone had a Hornets?
They had
one?
a good color scheme though.
I think so.
I don't know. It was right around when the Jazz had the purple
it
and
wasn't
everything, though. That was when the Jazz were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next in line was you, Cam.
Yeah.
So many of you that are fans of Men Try, I think we've probably recapped this a few times on there quickly.
bit.
But 2005 rolls around.
Yep. We all graduate.
I'll graduate, and then shortly thereafter, in the parking lot of a mall,
Yep.
where I'm walking in, and there's this illustrious man standing next to a rundown van.
She wasn't run down. She was in her prime.
Was this Veronica?
Did it
No,
say
Stacy.
Stacy. This
free
is Stacy.
candy on the side?
And
Is this Stacy, the one you named after Stacy Keebler?
Yes.
Okay.
yes,
All right.
sir. And he was. I swear you had on some snow gear. Were you
I probably
wearing
did.
it?
I probably wore it out.
Yeah, I think you
just
wore
bought
it out. Yeah, you had just bought snow gear from.
All of it. I had the whole shebang.
Yeah, I know. All, like
Freaking-
head to
I
toe.
had goggles, jacket, pants, shoes, board and bindings,
You
all
looked
of it.
fly.
It was dope, dude. That was that brown and tan like checkered jacket, and I like it was all brown.
that.
It was
I
like
remember
brown,
that.
Yeah,
white
I
and
swear.
tan.
I swear it was like you bought the pants and the coat to match, and I was like, "That's a bold choice."
Yeah,
I
and
like
it was freaking dope.
You were wearing it to the mall?
no,
he
I wore it out
out
of the mall.
because he just bought it. Dude, it's Cam.
gotta try
You don't
it on.
ask
Put it
questions.
on, dude. Huh? I didn't have to carry it. I was wearing it.
It's valid.
It was middle of summer too.
It still had the ink thing pinned to it and
All right,
everything.
fair enough. Just kidding.
I was running.
He just had to run from security. So I stopped to talk to
Shailene.
Shailene. I don't know how I knew her.
I don't even know how you knew her.
I'll have to. I'll
She
have
knew
to
you.
think on
You
that.
knew her.
Yeah.
Austin knows everybody.
And then, yeah, so we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if we exchanged information or if I just saw you again through Shailene.
I can't remember.
But we went snowboarding that
Yeah.
winter a few times
Uh-huh.
and just kind of blossomed from there.
Yeah.
And then
random.
simultaneously, you guys.
Yep. Through
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yep.
Mayhem.
She asked me to help her move. I felt used, and I married her.
And he still feels used.
In a good way or a bad
God.
way?
She just wants me for my body.
Wait, did you help us move her from Justin Williams' house?
Yeah.
Over
no,
to-
to Justin Williams' house. From
Oh,
the
that's
lady-
right. It
Yeah.
was the lady with the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Because you
lady
came
in the
over.
water?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the first time I met you was at Shailene's birthday that Lisa invited people to randomly.
All of her ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
And people. She wasn't even trying to get a hold of me. She was trying to get a hold of the kid who took my phone and said it was his phone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
so fun. Think about that, though.
Destiny.
Yeah,
So,
for real.
So, and simultaneously, Cam and I and you are all friends with Lisa at this point, right?
I was friends
Through
with Lisa
Tyler.
first.
Yeah, because
No,
through
I
Tyler.
lined Tyler up with Lisa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So before we knew Chris, we knew Lisa and
Yeah.
Tyler. They were dating. Lisa
I
and
was
Tyler were dating.
Kind of, sort of dating this one girl.
Callie.
No.
Kim.
What was her
Her,
name?
No,
her name
that
was
was-
Jessica. I met her. I met
Oh,
her through
her.
this. Yeah, I
Yeah.
met her through this place that I'd go to breakfast with my grandpa. She was one of the waitresses there.
It's me, Jessica. I quote that all the time.
But
Even the girls say it now.
and I was best friends with Tyler, and he needed a date for, I can't remember what we were doing, what the occasion was, but she brought Lisa. She was friends with Lisa, and so that's how I met Lisa.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just remember the first time meeting you, we were at Tyler's house, and you were dating Callie, right? Wasn't it
Yes.
Callie? Yes.
Yeah, and that was a brief meet.
Yeah, it was like, we didn't really like, it was just,
wasn't
we were
even-
all new people just
Wait,
in the same house.
Hold on. Is that when you broke the light?
Isn't that the time I broke the light? Was it? When I tried to spin the guitar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that was funny.
No, the time that stands out for is when we went to Salt Lake to go climb buildings.
Yeah.
That was like a year
It was
following. I
like
think.
right before your mission.
Yep.
In fact, I want to say it was like literally days before
I think that's right. Yeah.
because you were getting ready
Yeah.
to leave. You
Yeah,
had
it
your
was-
call and
it was
everything.
real soon.
So what year was that?
2006.
So met you in 2006. And the thing I love about you, Cam, is that we hang out for one night. I don't see the guy again for 2 years.
Yep.
And then when he comes home, we're hugging and as if I just regained my best friend. One night, that's all it took.
It's like we had this like the whole 2 years we just had this fantasy like friendship throughout the whole thing. We came over like, bro.
Well, wait. No. Is that right?
Yeah,
When were
Yeah.
we jumping on beanbags in my parents' basement?
that was way
After.
after.
That was after.
That was when you got back.
Yeah.
Because that's when you were
Yeah.
with Mary.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that was way after.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Because that was
Dude,
even like
so
Topher
funny.
Cap, right?
Uh-huh.
Were you there for Tover Camp?
I never played it. You guys always told me about it, but we never played it.
I still got
Tover-
the table, bud.
Tover
Still
Cap
got
Still
was
on the table?
Yeah, dude.
Where is it?
It's in my parents' basement.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, we can still play it,
Tover Cap was minimal to Back in Blue.
That's true.
but
Like
way
that.
more fun.
Hurt less, probably.
Way less painful.
See, and then I don't remember.
If you're a
Dude,
masochist.
did I?
Well, so Zach, I met you in 2007
Ish, yeah.
ish. So
Did I ever tell you that I saw Callie like in like 2011 at the mall when I was working at Verizon, and she was telling me that her parents came out as swingers?
you
Whoa.
did. Tell me
Okay,
that.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I told
Well,
that, and I was
and
like,
the
"That's
reason
pretty
why
weird."
that's so shocking is because when Tony was dating Callie, they couldn't have been more uptight,
Molly Mormon,
religious,
yeah.
Molly Mormon type. So, like, they wouldn't even allow you into her room.
yeah.
It's
Like,
because of what they were doing in the background.
Yeah, they wanted to catch on.
They were hard swapping.
Yeah.
So weird.
so we had all met Lisa through Tyler, you through Shailene.
Nope, me through Shailene. Yep.
And so this is all happening, and Tyler, our friend Tyler at the time, he goes on a mission.
Yep.
Yup.
And then lo and behold,
Enter Chris.
I don't know what
Oh,
happened.
I was entering way before he
left.
went.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they.
Wait,
yeah, he
hold
was
on.
there.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, no, that sounds right.
You
That
were-
sounds
But
right.
also true. I'm just kidding.
So then
I don't think so. I think
No,
it was
I don't think it was.
I meet you in my parents' basement.
Is that where it was?
Yeah. I had like friends over, and
Yeah.
I invited Lisa, and then you came along with her.
Yeah.
And I remember being there, and I was so tense and awkward because I'm like, my friend Tyler is dating. I didn't really know what their relationship
I don't know
was.
the status.
I didn't think it was awkward. I thought it was cool. We had a good time.
But yeah, here's this guy that now she's dating, and my friend's on a mission, so it was just awkward. And I was like, "How old is this cat? He's at least 32." Looking at it, because I remember looking at you, and I was like, "How old is this guy? He's not our age. How old are you?"
He is the oldest out of us.
Barely. Barely.
Barely.
Like a little over a month.
I think you were there.
Was
No,
that your first time too?
No, you met me
Yeah, that was
first.
my first time.
You met me first.
When?
And
I remember
then
you
you had
being
him
at-
come over.
I remember you being at Lisa
because we
and
hung out
Shailene's
that one
apartment.
time. I didn't think it was awkward at all, and then you just kept inviting me, so I just kept coming over.
Well, so here's the thing. I remember that because that night we got stuck playing pool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was the same night, right?
No, the first night
No.
we watched a movie or something in
Yeah.
your parents' basement.
Yeah. Didn't we? We watched the movie first, and then we played pool. After.
I didn't meet you guys. No, it was you first, and then you had him come over to meet me, and you had Kelly come over to meet me
Right.
after that.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I met you first, and I remember going to Kelly and telling him like he's actually pretty cool.
He passes the vibe check.
Because I just
alright?
remember that whole night. I remember glaring at you from across the room like, you son of a, you stole my friend's girl, and blah, blah, blah. And then as the night went on, I'm like, man, this guy, he's just cool. Like, gosh.
Everybody's haters. I don't care.
I can't hate the guy.
well,
Nice.
What time frame would you guess?
I was dating Lisa when Tyler was still here, though, because
Yeah.
he made a rule that they needed to date other people, and then he started dating other people, but then got mad that she was dating other people, even though
See, and that's kind of when Tyler and I stopped hanging out too much.
He was
But
a
there was
weird
still like
cat.
that. Because me and him, we were two peas in a pod for a while. And then when it was kind of when he started to like prep to go on a mission, that's when our friendship kind of started to drift. But I still considered him a friend.
right,
So his love life, I had no idea what was going on.
right.
But
Well, Lisa, I'm sorry. She was kind of a chicken shit because, like, I was dating her, and I was like, "He knows I'm dating you, right?" She's like, "Yeah, he knows." And I guess he did know, but she, like,
Not as
underplayed it.
serious
Like, she
as-
didn't. Yeah.
Didn't tell him everything.
And then, like, as soon as, like, I was like, "I'm gonna marry you," and she's like, "No, you're not." Oh, stop. Whatever. I was like, "No, we're getting married." Like, I was dead serious. I was like, "I know what I want." And then he leaves. I was like, okay, I really am marrying you. She's like, yeah, I want to be with you. I was like, you wait for him to leave? You chicken shit. And I gave her such a hard time about it.
Because I remember that too. It was like he wasn't even gone for
It was a week, dude. A week.
I was gonna say it felt like the plane hadn't even landed yet, and Lisa
So
was married.
funny.
I
Probably
was
didn't
like,
because it had a delay, but it was. It was a week.
That's
It was
awesome.
a week. And I was like, you're such a chicken shit.
And then a week later, after we met, or so, Lisa invited me up to a bonfire that they were having up one of the mountains.
Yeah.
And so I go up there and I'm like calling her for directions, and she's telling me, take a turn here, go here, blah, 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 blah. Okay, turn here. Okay, I see you. And so she comes up to my car, hops in the passenger seat, and goes, drive away, quick. And I'm like, what? She's like, go. I'm like, okay. So I I put it in reverse, and then I see Chris. I think I saw you in the distance. And all I know is she's leaning out the window screaming, help, help.
She sounded convincing.
And all of a sudden, I'm driving down the canyon, going fast, and she's screaming help. And I'm like, I don't know what is going on, but I'm just driving fast.
And a kidnapping.
And so I eventually am like, okay, this is weird. And I turn off into a parking lot that's just there off of the trail. And all of a sudden, this C Cavalier Z28 comes flying in.
I remember, wasn't it white?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
And
that
it
car.
comes and it stops right in the only entrance / exit of the area. And I'm like, and he jumps out and he comes running over. And was Tyler with you?
I was there.
I dragged that sucker by his big ass ears.
You did. You took him, and then me and Richard was there too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Me and Richard were like running down the road.
Yeah. So I'm like,
You didn't
I
know
hear
what was
it, so
going
I
on.
get up and go. And Tyler's just sitting there like, well, I wasn't told to go yet, or something. I don't know. I was like, get your ass up and come with me now. Because I need backup. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden I hop out. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I surrender.
Like, don't kick my ass, dude. I don't know. And I don't even know what Lisa said at the time, but I was like, that was a weird. I
She
don't
didn't
even know.
get out of the car. She was too scared to get out of the car.
Yeah, I don't know
It was
what
her
happened.
idea.
It was freaking weird. Anyway.
That was a bad idea. That's when Richard like burned his eyebrows out, like shook his head and just like
melted.
the front of his hair just turned to dust.
Oh,
Wait, what?
poor Dick. Jeez.
His brother Richard,
Yeah.
he what happened? We put
He
kerosene or something on the
he
front.
put something in the fire, and he's just dumping it, and he's staring over it all of a sudden. So,
It just
He's
and he
his
comes up,
face.
and he's going like this,
He's like that.
and everything
Shakes his hair and his hair's just
is
like
just falling off. He's all,
oh my
Blinking.
gosh.
oh, that
That's
was
hilarious.
oh,
funny. That was a good
it
spot.
was straight out of a movie.
Yeah.
because it was just like engulfed his face. He's all,
So funny.
he comes up, he's all like, and you just see
like
his
Home
eyelashes-
Alone when
I
it's
still see
His
it
eyelashes
in my mind.
all shriveled, and then he's all, and he goes like this. And you see all of his hair falling out.
Oh
Dude,
my
it was
So he's like
funny.
shaking it. Dummy.
Oh gosh,
And then about
that was fun.
3 years later, this guy gets invited over for video game night, and that's it.
Yep.
and he never left.
Yep.
No.
I never
you
left.
guys, so you guys worked together.
No.
Is
No,
that
it was
it?
me and Kara.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Tony
I guess
just
you're-
randomly invited himself to a
Right,
haunted house.
the haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I always envision you working at Blockbuster
With me.
alongside him. And
Would've
that's
been
how-
better.
Man,
off.
we would have ran that store.
Right?
Like, that would have been awesome.
Should we open a Blockbuster?
There would have been no
Gosh,
stopping
yes.
us.
We could just use Zach's DVD collection and open
Seriously.
one.
Now you just sell them codes to watch it online.
Yeah.
Right? That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
So,
You're
no.
onto something there.
Yeah.
There you
Edited.
So
Timestamp.
you and Kara, his wife,
Yeah.
are working together.
Yep. And then I overhear Kara and one of our other coworkers talking about going on a double date with their husbands. And I don't know It was meant to be because I don't know why on earth I even thought to do it. But I literally walk up into their conversation and be like, hey, we should make it a triple and I'll bring my wife. And they
He
were
heard
just...
haunted house. That's
yeah,
all I heard.
that's honestly what I heard. An excuse to go to a haunted house.
Oh, love it.
But yeah, and they kind of look and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's go." And so we lined this up, and it was Tyler Jensen.
Oh
remember
yeah,
Tyler Jensen?
dude. What happened to that guy?
They're around. Him and Megan are still married. They have
Really?
like 10 kids now.
10?
No, not really.
Oh wow.
They had a
like-
litter.
But yeah, we went on that, and it was funny because we went to Zach.
Nightmare on 13th, I believe.
No, it wasn't that. It was one where
Haunted Hollow.
No, it
it
was,
was out in Salt Lake.
So it was the and
It
then
was
it
like
was the
Castle
other one.
of Chaos
Yeah.
or something like that. One
Would've
that's
been-
not really around.
It would have been one of the big ones.
Yeah. But came a point, it was funny, there came a point where they separated the group, and it was Megan and Kara with Tyler, and then Zach with me and Jenny. And
The funny thing is I didn't even want to go because I'm like, I don't want to meet your work friends. I don't
Yeah.
care about them. And so I was really hesitant to be there in the first place. And then I get separated with Tony and Jenny, and I'm like,
Oh,
this
be-
is going to be great.
before that, the ride out, I volunteered to drive us all. I had
Oh, yeah.
that Jeep Cherokee.
Oh yeah.
And so we piled in that, and it
Champagne
put...
chariot.
Yep.
Yeah, there was no room for everybody, so I had to sit in the back.
He was in the back,
And
no
lay down.
seatbelt or anything.
Yeah.
You sat in the trunk?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
And then the best part is Tony hits like a bump, and you hear me go, ow!
Yeah, it was when like the wheels were oversized for it, and so we hit like that I-215 dip, and you just hear the like car hit the tires, like as it like hits, and Zach's just ow, like you good?
Great.
But then he ends up separated with us. And the whole time, though, I mean, Jenny's like, come on, like, just being friendly. Like, we're all just getting along as
Yeah.
if it was, you know,
Meant to
not
be.
meant to be. And then the cherry on top, though, is after we were done with the haunted house, tell him what.
Yeah, so we're all done. We're waiting for Kara and Tyler and Megan to get out. And Jenny like went off to the bathroom, and I'm like, well, I got to go to the bathroom too. So I walked down there, and there was no signs. And so I just opened up the first door, and there's Jenny just sitting right there. And I'm like, oh, hey, sorry, I just needed
Not
to use
on the
bathroom.
toilet, like
Yeah.
using the sink.
Yeah,
she
and
was
I'm like,
done.
oh, sorry. She goes, no, it's fine. Come in here, use this one. And I'm like, there's a guy's right there. Apparently, she's nah, just come in here and use this one. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go in and I use the bathroom, and she goes, I'll just stand outside, make sure no one comes in. And I'm like, you can use the guys, it's fine. So I use the girls' bathroom, and then like about 30 seconds later, she comes walking in as I'm washing my hands. She goes, everything good? And I'm like, great.
like, thanks, I needed help.
Everything come
She
out all right.
thought you were special, and
Yeah.
it was like she was just one-
Special need.
Yes,
That makes sense. I mean,
So, and around this time, I had bought my first place.
Yep.
yeah, over in
and
West Haven.
Pretty minimal decorated at the time.
Mm-hmm.
First kind of moved out. But I got this sweet big screen TV for free.
Like one of those gigantic projection.
yeah.
big
it was
screens.
it was a 65 inch. I was so pumped. And so we started having guys' nights. And Tony, I think you texted me saying, hey, or like something like, hey, could I invite my friend? And I was like, yeah, dude. And, you know, kind of like the more the merrier type mentality.
Yeah.
And because we used to get like 6 guys over there,
Yeah.
rotate the controllers and stuff, and
Good old days.
and we'd play
Call,
Call of Duty and
Yep.
Halo.
and all those good ones, and just
StarCraft.
not on Xbox.
No, but remember when we did that? We had a little LAN party, played StarCraft in your kitchen.
Oh yeah, dude, that was so fun. That was the second one, right? Yeah. Love
There was only one night that I ever regretted going to guys' night.
Uh-oh.
That was when you decided to show us 2 girls, 1 cup.
Oh,
I missed it.
we're gonna bring that into this. Huh? I didn't do nothing.
Hey, have you guys seen this video?
do nothing.
No, what's this video? You pull it up, and next thing you know, all of us are just gagging. The whole night, we're just.
See, I think the first time
Music
I saw it was
starts
at
as like
Chris's
an
house.
opera. I would never.
The only thing I knew about Chris, because I didn't meet you until we went to a movie one night.
No, I met you before.
No. I don't think we did.
No, he met you before. You just didn't know he was there.
He was scoping you out.
But
Chris was always supposed to
Yeah,
come
he
to
was in
guys'
the
night.
Amber.
the
and
biggest
never
thing I knew
did.
about Chris was you guys would tell me like, oh yeah, Chris is coming tonight, and they're like, he's so cool, I can't wait for you to meet him. And I'm like, oh, I'm excited to meet him. And then all of a sudden it'd be like Chris isn't coming. I guess he's got things to do. And the next thing you know, we're playing the games and his name pops up on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
That would happen all the time.
Yeah, that would always
Probably
happen.
watching a movie.
That was always the excuse.
It was always the excuse.
What? That was watching a movie,
No, you would say Lisa was probably watching a movie.
yeah.
or we were, or something, or I was working out in the garage.
Yeah.
That was just
Or
funny.
she was, and he was working on something else.
No, that didn't happen. Oh, the good
That
old
married
days.
life.
The good old days.
Because I remember the first time you met me, it was right after that we went to a movie.
Okay.
And you were talking about your dent business. And I had a dent in my motorcycle.
Right.
And I was just asking, like, hey.
It was a car. You were talking
or
about
it was,
your car.
yeah, it was a car, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And I was like,
Yeah.
just, pondering, like, hey, maybe this guy could help me out, get the dent
Yeah.
out. You thought I was asking for a freebie.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, who the hell is this dickhead?
I was like, I don't
Need it
even
for
know
one
you.
night.
Yeah.
I don't even know you.
You're
You're like,
asking me. And when I was sincerely asking, like, hey, would you mind looking at this? And I would have paid you and everything.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember what. I swear you're like, oh, or something. I can't remember that whole conversation.
Yeah.
I do remember though. I was like, what a douche. Yeah. I was like, I don't even know you.
If
Just 'cause
only
you're
we could
buddy-
get you past it. I mean,
I'm not the one who brought it up. Just kidding. We need a session. We can go have a session about this.
We might. No, we already did.
Oh, we're good.
We did.
we're past it. Phew, thank you.
They worked it out.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
We had I don't know why, but like, I think it was when we were driving out to the haunted house. Or not the one we were doing overnight or whatever. And at the one at your buddy's place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like me and you, like it was like a half-hour drive or something. Like I can't remember what we were doing, but
Yeah.
we had a session then.
We
and it was
talked.
a good session.
We have some good talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
good.
Male bond.
Therapy.
We did. We did some
Male
good male
bonding.
And
bonding.
therapy.
Because I remember we talked about that, and you're like, well, Tony told me that you this and that. I was like, yeah, because of this. And you're like, well, no, I wasn't meaning it like this. And we just talked. I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
We're good. We had a
Water under
session.
the bridge.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap
Oh.
ass.
I mean, now I'd expect it for free. So.
I feel so used.
I'm trying to think. So we discussed how you met your wife.
Yeah.
You were married at the time?
It should have been a red flag.
No.
when I met you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She mostly had guy friends. It should have been a red flag.
I don't.
What year did you and
say
Kara
it
get
is.
married?
We got married in 07.
I was gonna say I knew you before you got married.
No,
No.
me and Kara were already married.
Man, I swear
They got married early too, like I did, right?
I swear I
We
met
got
you
married-
like right before or something. Right before you got married.
No, we got married when we were 20 years old.
No, because that's how we met. Was I met him through Kara, and
And
They
you
were
met-
married.
You
Yeah, we
met
were
them
already
when they
married.
were married.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Lisa and I were both 19.
Youngins.
Jenny
She had
was
just turned 19, and I was
Wee
getting ready to
lad.
turn 20.
that was Jenny. Jenny was she was literally 19 for a week when we got married.
Yeah, dude. You got to marry
Oh
him young so
my
you can train him
gosh,
right.
dude.
Because
it's just-
she said she's like I don't want to be 18 and married. So we waited. She was
joke.
19 for a week and we got married.
So does a total sidebar? Does that panic you at all, knowing that Brinley's like
All the time.
all the time?
All the time.
Because
yes.
Brinley's how old now?
13. Yeah,
It's only
Katie
6
too.
years away.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, our
Shut
girls.
your
Well, and
mouth.
Kaylee too.
Yeah.
How old's Kaylee?
She'll be 13 in April.
Yep.
See?
Dude, I'd have a 17-year-old if we didn't have that
Oh yeah, that miscarriage.
miscarriage.
17.
That's wild.
Or
dude.
almost 17.
Crazy.
That is crazy, huh?
Wow,
That'll-
that's
That'll
wild.
date you. Huh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, anyway, so
Back on it.
so we discussed how you. So I'm curious. How did you meet Lisa? Because I don't know if I've ever heard this story.
Lisa I've known Lisa since junior high, 7th grade.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So I've known her. My cousin liked her, so I went and talked to her, saying, hey, "You know the thing you do? Hey, my friend,
Yeah.
my
friend over there.
Hey.
Yeah, but it was my cousin. My
Have
cousin
you met
liked her.
so and so?
My cousin liked her,
Have you met Ted?
so I went and talked to her. I was like, "Hey, my cousin likes you and this and that." She's like, "Oh, yeah, he's weird."
cousin?
He's weird.
And she ended up liking me.
Oh, so you pull the
And
whole
then-
Dumb and Dumber.
So she ended up liking me.
Okay,
And-
shoot him.
She and she kept like hitting on me, and I was like, "Hey, it was bro code." Like I was like, "No, my cousin likes you," which is dumb when I think about it, to a degree, because it wasn't like they were dating, and then
Yeah.
But you were not meant to be with her at that time.
right. Well, I mean, we were young.
I'm
I
just
didn't-
saying, if you would have dated her then, who knows? You would have probably never dated her
Probably.
when you were 18
I
or
don't
whatever.
know.
Time
Or we
makes
would have been
everything.
way ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't date her, and then we just would talk every once in a while. We were just acquaintances throughout junior high and high school, and all of a sudden, like after we graduate, I get a text saying, "Hey, you should come. I'm having a party," and this is when she was living in the pool lady's house.
Uh-huh.
And then she texted, and I was like, "Who is this?" Because I didn't know whose number it was. She's like, "Lisa." I go, "Lisa who?" And she told me. And then she's like, "Who's this?" I was like, "Chris." And she's like, "This isn't so and so." I was like, "No, it's Chris Hummel." And she's like, "Oh." And then I guess she didn't respond. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that was weird." And then she ended up inviting me to the party. And I guess she was telling everybody, "Oh, I had a crush on him in 7th grade," and blah blah blah. And then I go there. And she just comes and plops on my lap. I'm like, "You hussy."
Well, can't turn a whore into a housewife. See you later.
No, but she told me the stories that she felt so scared to come talk to me that she just wanted to do something completely awkward, so we both felt weird. And so she came and sat on my lap. and
Mission
talked to me.
accomplished.
And then there's this kid with glasses and big ears staring at me the whole time. I was like, "Who's that guy?" It
Who was that?
Tyler.
Was he there?
Yes.
I don't remember him being there.
Yeah, he was there. Tyler was there. I didn't know
Really?
that they were dating. And she comes, "Yeah, what am I doing with this woman?"
Those glasses made his eyes look real tiny.
They make, yeah. I don't know. I'm a dick.
I don't remember him being there. That's weird. I remember you staying later, though, to help clean up, and he left.
Yeah.
So I do
clean
remember
up.
him being there. Actually, I realize in my statements.
I don't remember him being there, but I remember him leaving.
Penny. Penny. And then I helped clean up, and then she asked me to help her move, and I came and helped her move, and you're like, "Dude, you're a cool guy. You just don't even, like, you're just here to help her move?" I was like, "Yeah." And you're like, ever since then, you're like, "He's cool."
Yeah,
So we
because
said-
I was like, I was
he's
attached.
moving
I had a
since
reason.
we can remember.
He's
Yeah,
been just a
you're
moving.
the
you're
mover.
just a moving guy.
He's the mover.
I'm pro.
I wouldn't know. Only Tony showed up for that one. So.
Well, that's because we had work.
We had
planned.
work.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I had to
Remember?
make up for the cancer thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
You were supposed to be here too.
I'm just saying, these guys let me know
You had
well
it
in
out
advance
also.
what was going on, and we planned accordingly.
My wife didn't let me
You-
know in advance.
You
so-
should have been here.
I know. I should have.
You
Should have.
That
That
would
would
have
have
been
been
hilarious.
awesome.
So good.
Just to
helped
see your
Tony.
phone blowing up.
Right?
Like,
I haven't helped you, though.
he hasn't moved.
I didn't help you move into that house.
No one did. He had 3 items.
Yeah, bro. Those were the days,
when
man.
he moved in there, it was all his grandpa's stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
it just
that's
shoved
so
my
true.
Astro van full of stuff and just. I literally changed to nothing.
Dude.
Other than I got rid of the fat TV and put a flat one
Is
in
this
there.
this is your first home from your parents?
Yeah.
That's wild.
So it was
Just too good of a deal.
Heck
Pass
yeah.
up.
Oh, I don't blame you one bit.
And then the economy just kept going down. We're like, it'll turn around eventually. And we're like, well, guess we're here forever.
They've already got their plots dug out
Right,
back. And
Start adding on.
We're going to put in some chicken. I don't know.
Ooh,
Some corn.
that's a gateway prepper
it's cold.
job.
Pistachio plants.
Gateway
And then-
conspiracy.
It is.
So I need to know your story then, because I don't know your story.
What story?
How you met Kara?
How'd you meet Kara? I don't know this story.
So we were
It was an
actually
arranged marriage.
So I'm trying
He
to
gave
get
her a
timeline here.
pineapple, and
When did you
This
get
was
No, that
married?
was
Pineapple.
another girl.
oh yeah,
When did you get married?
06.
You got married in
Oh, wait.
And you got married in?
07.
Okay, so you're next chronologically. How'd you meet Kara?
So we were set up on a blind date. So one of my buddies at the time was dating a girl, and she was friends with Kara, and my buddy's friend with me. And then she was like, I really have a friend that I think you should take on a date. So they lined us up, and then the funny thing is like after they lined us up, those two broke up, and like they hated each other. It was a bad breakup.
Wait, I think I have heard this story.
Yeah, and so me and Kara dated, and I took her on a couple of dates. This was December, late December of 06, and took her on a couple of dates, and then like I just got that vibe that she wasn't
The one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
She still isn't.
But
He
you're
doesn't listen to
you're
vibes.
making it work.
I'm making it work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
God's
I
up there.
said better or worse.
She's not the one.
I saw all these
guy.
red flags, but good thing I'm colorblind. you
Right,
know?
exactly.
Dude, I had red flags,
No, I got the vibe
but it worked.
that like she wasn't into the whole thing. Like something just wasn't vibing. And so I asked my buddy at the time, I was like, we went to like some country dance or whatever that they would do every weekend at the Union Station. Went there or whatever. And I told my friend, I was like, hey man, go ask Kara to dance and like, just do me a favor, like see where she's at. Like, cause if she doesn't want to date me, then like, I don't want to, like, let's move on. And he come back and he's like, yeah, man, she just wants to really be friends. Like, she's really not interested in boyfriend material. And I'm like, all right, great. Like, that's fine. So I immediately put it to like friend mode and reached out to her once or twice. But then after that, I just started dating some other girls. And then out of nowhere, so this was like end of January, March rolls around and Kara had texted me because I worked for a place that we could get CDs, music for, you know, I could get it like a couple weeks in advance. And so she reached out. She's like, hey, can you get me the new Fall Out Boy album?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I got it for her and I took it to work and started talking to her again. And then we started dating up again. And then May we were dating exclusively. End of July, we were engaged. And by November, we were married.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Things
So
move
you met
quickly.
in December of 06.
Yep.
Married in November of 07.
Yep.
With a big gap in between.
Yeah, with about a 3-month gap where we didn't talk to each other.
Dang.
Yeah.
And
And the funny thing is I come to find out, because I had talked to her about it, I was like, the reason I stopped talking to you is because you said you weren't interested. And she goes, what? And I was like, yeah, remember Dave went up and talked to you. And and she's like, yeah, I remember the whole conversation. She's like, I didn't tell him I wasn't interested. I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, he said that you just wanted to be friends. She goes, I wanted to get to know you a little bit better. But she goes, honestly, you scared me because I knew there was something more with you than any other guy that I dated. And that's what I kind of told him. So my buddy straight up lied to me because I come to find out that he actually had a crush on her.
Cheeky bugger.
You still friends with this
No,
guy?
absolutely not. No. After I found out all that, I kind of was like, you can go screw off. Like, yeah.
Man.
Almost cost me my wife.
That's me and Lisa too. We started dating in January. We hung out. Was it New Year's Eve or something? When was it? January.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
asked
to
her to marry
think.
me in April, and we got married.
Well,
that
because it's
September.
all, yeah. Like, so the timeline is I met Shailene, I think, in like June. Because it was like literally right after graduation. I met her through a blind. She was my blind date. Remember Grady Von Allman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
man,
dating this
Grady.
weird cross-eyed girl. She was crazy.
I didn't know if she was looking at me or not.
I didn't know what was going on. She was just mad. I don't know who she was mad at.
Talking
It
at
was
two
all over the
people at the
place.
same time.
But she was friends with Shailene, and so I got set up on a blind date. We went on a double date, and I got set up with her. We started dating. She had just moved out of her house in with Lisa in that house, like with the pool and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then shortly after that is when I met you and stuff. So this is all like summer of 2005.
That was all fast.
Yeah, it was way fast because that was all summer of 2005.
So were
And
you
then-
at their wedding then?
I was the best man, bro.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time. That was a good time. That was a good time.
And
That's when I had to walk down the aisle with Lisa's sister, and we were like disgusted with each other. We would just make fun of each other the whole time. It was so funny.
she still disgusts me. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. I love her.
Oh, that was funny.
I love her.
But yeah, that
She's
was all.
sweetheart.
Because then I went on my mission in November of 2006. So you meeting and ending up marrying her was within just over a year.
Me meeting her?
Well, I mean, like getting back together with her and then ending.
It was
up,
in
and then getting
January is
married.
when our first date was.
Yeah, and then you got married that same year.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
You're right. Yeah. Sorry. I thought you were saying it took us a year. I was like, no, it wasn't a year.
No, it was fast.
No, it was fast.
Because then I.
She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I know what I want. I said, I don't want to waste any more time. She's like, what?
I'm a man and I know what I want, and I want that ass.
I remember we were having a guys' night, and she like put something. I ended up dishing you guys because she did like the scavenger hunt with me. Remember that?
To propose or what?
We went to a movie, and we got out of the movie, and we were supposed to hang out. And then I come out of the movie, and she's. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into details, but she put me on a scavenger hunt.
What kind of scavenger hunt?
I don't want to talk about it.
A sexy scavenger hunt?
a spelunking trip.
No, we've had some moments. We frolicked.
What?
No. Anyway,
Can you find the beaver?
she found the wood. I just kidding. No. She went on a scavenging hunt to find her. And it was to find her because she was making fun of the fact of getting kidnapped and turned into this whole thing. We
Tried again.
Dude, we've had some weird moments.
Was she scantily
Lisa-
clad when you found her?
I'm not talking about it. So we.
Well, he is. He is,
mean,
but
he
he's
is.
choosing
No.
to leave details.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not going into details. There we go. She had me take a bath with her once. And it was at the apartment. Cameron comes in, and she's sitting behind me. She's sitting behind me. We're just laying in the bath, and Cameron
So
goes. he's
you've
like,
always been the small spoon.
Cameron, no. Anyways, Cameron comes in. He's like, "Sorry guys, I can't hold it." Sits down, and there's just a shower curtain in between us, and you just hear him biting ass, man. He just
Dude, I had to go so bad. I was like, I don't care what you guys
Did
are
you know
doing.
Lisa was in there with him?
I did. Because they were both talking to me from like opposite ends of the, like sticking their heads out like, hey, I'm like, hey, what's up?
How are you?
How is this the first time we're hearing this story?
I forgot about it.
Wait.
Dude, that apartment was weird.
He was. So this is when Lisa. I was laying there, and
my
she like readjusted, and she up my back.
Way.
And she's like, I was like, oh. She's like, that's not me. It's Cam.
You felt the bubbles though, right?
Oh, I felt it. That tub turned into a jacuzzi real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
God.
Sorry, babe.
That was a funny time.
Dude.
Dude, that apartment was weird.
He full out laid a stink pickle when we were in the
There
shower.
was
when
one
you knew
toilet
you
in
had-
there.
That's when you knew you had your wedding lined up. You're like, this girl's farting up my back. I'm marrying her. And this guy has no shame to
No
come
shame.
in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's my
That's
best
my
man.
best man.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
funny.
gosh, my face hurts.
Oh. Wow.
That's when we got real close.
Yep.
He just,
I won't even.
He's just
poop
like, so,
with Jenny in the bathroom.
he's just like, so what are you guys doing?
I had to make small talk.
He's all, so how are you guys doing? You doing it good?
Dude, I think I would have. I think I would have escaped out back if I'm being honest.
That's where I'm at.
I'm like, I don't know what I
Oh,
would've done.
dude, that forged a friendship for life.
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
I have the. I don't think I have that kind of.
Oh, it was
Dude, I have a hard time going in someone else's bathroom, let alone having them in the room with
Nope.
me.
When nature calls, nature calls.
I could have poked you.
Where are we in timeline? I don't even know anymore.
Oh, that was a
Wow.
good. That
I
was,
just remembered that. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that was
Bacon's
classic.
me.
that yeah.
So-
That apartment was a wild place.
You had met Kara. Your story's there. Okay.
Your story's right there. We're gonna leave it there.
Things happened there.
And actually, so, and I think we touched on this last time.
Water warm.
Focus.
So funny.
Focus.
Water.
I think I think last time we also touched on this. I mean, it makes sense that we would, but I had actually met Tony's wife way back when my mom was a teacher's, like an office aide at her school, because I went with my mom to work some days, and eventually I had met Jenny at.
Was that in junior high?
I think that was in elementary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because my mom only worked at elementaries.
Gotcha.
And so, fast forward, I don't even know. Oh, no. Then and then I started hanging out with her again in high school.
And kissed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was that terrible kiss. And
Well, it wasn't a crap.
So,
I also kissed Lisa later.
oh, did you? That
Before
day?
that.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
know.
before that. Not that same
right.
day.
Oh, okay. Same moment?
Well, my pants,
It
my
was
pants
the-
are
it was
already
the
down.
chapstick kiss.
It was the chapstick.
Yeah.
Match
My
the
lips
plot.
were chapped. She had
Right.
chapstick on. That's all it was.
Cam needed
A
chapstick.
sharing of cosmetics.
Anyway, so I had reforged my friendship with Jenny, and at some point we were going out to lunch or something, and I invited you along,
Yeah.
and so we went to Boston's,
Yeah.
and then that's where you met Jenny.
Yep. Yeah, because I remember, so at the time, yeah, I want to say at the time I was hanging out a lot with Kelly and Tyler, and her, I can't remember who, but everyone had girlfriends but me, and I was kind of going through like that loner, oh poor me phase. And then yeah, you out of the blue, you called me up and you were like, hey, you want to go to dinner with me and a friend? I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm actually in the mood. I'll be a third wheel. Why not? And then yeah, we went out there, and the friend was Jenny. And yeah, we all sat, had a great time, everything. And then I remember you stepped out because you had to go get money from your car or something like that.
Yeah.
And so while you were gone, I was like, oh, this is kind of my moment. So I asked her, I was like, so are you and Austin dating? Or she's like, oh, no, we're just friends. And so I was like, oh, well, in that case, would you like to go out sometime? And she was like, yeah, sure. I was like, awesome.
But at this point, she was dating someone,
Yeah.
wasn't she? Okay, yeah, that's.
And
what
you
I thought.
you texted me later after you heard that we were going to go out. You were like, hey, I don't want to spoil anything, but just a heads up, she's got a boyfriend. And I want to say it was like right around that same time she told me. And so I was aware, but he lived in California. And so, so it was like, yeah, they were boyfriend, girlfriend, but it obviously wasn't that serious. And so we went out, and I just remember the funniest thing was
You home wrecker.
I don't care.
No, coming from one. Takes one to know one, bud.
But I just remember
He knew the stakes.
picking her up and just like we had plans to go out to dinner, but we didn't have plans where or anything. And I remember picking her up and just saying like, where do you want to go eat? Sky's the limit. I don't care where we go. She's like, well, as funny as it sounds, she's like, I'm really craving McDonald's chicken nuggets. And I was like, great.
Cheap date?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Back
yeah,
when they were $1.
that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to McDonald's and we spent like, I don't know, 2.5 hours, 3 hours in the foyer seating area of McDonald's just talking. And I just remember it was on that date that it's like, I was saying things that you would be crazy to say on a first date, but I was just spilling my heart out because I was always the type to wear my heart on my sleeve anyway. And she did some of the things I was telling her. She didn't even bat an eye at it. And I was just like, I'm marrying this girl. Like, it was our first date, and I was just like, yeah, I just know. And this was May 23rd was the day we went to Boston's. And the only reason I know the date specifically was because now that's our anniversary. Because, so we met in May, and then coincidentally, as we got serious, I happened to be house shopping to move out of my mom's, and her parents at the time, they were really, really strict with her curfew. Here she is 18, but she had like a 9 o'clock curfew.
Ooh.
And it made it ridiculous. By the time I would get off of work or whatever the plans were, it left us little time to hang out. And I was right in the process of getting ready to buy a place, and I told her, I invited her to live with me. And I just was like, we can either wait until we're married and kind of keep fighting this, or you can just move in with me now. And so, she moved in with me, and this was in August. So we met in May, moved in together in August. And then I officially proposed in November. And then as we were kind of planning our wedding date, we saw that May 23rd happened to be a Friday or something. We're like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. Let's get married exactly 1 year from the day we met. And so then we got married, and
Wow.
yeah.
So far it's less than a year, or a year exact.
A year exactly.
Holy cow,
Less
dude.
than a year that we moved in together.
That's the stereotype Utah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when you know, you know.
You
And
take
honestly-
out the 3 months that me and Kara didn't really talk. It was about 8 months for us.
Oh
See,
my gosh.
I honestly, so being a parent now and thinking about that, I'm like, oh, just, make sure you get to know him. Obviously not now, but when that
your
time,
hormones aren't raging.
but it's like, I just sit and think, don't rush into anything, make sure, even when I'm giving advice to adult people, it's like, are you sure? Do you, but then it's like,
Dude. I dove in the shallow end of the pool, head first. I figured I'd figure it out from there.
right?
Shallow end?
I dove in the shallow. That was the shallow. I didn't dive in the deep end.
Yeah.
It was a soft marriage. It was.
Here's the difference, though, is the three of us, knowing us so well, we were honest. I know you were honest with Jenny. I'm sure you were honest with Lisa.
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, I was going to say.
Chris is the most honest
right?
person.
I was going to say, I was upfront and honest with Kara about, all the things that, had happened in my life. And, but the issue is you find, I've had a cousin and some friends that I know of who, same thing, met someone married after 6-7 months, and they get divorced a year later because you come to find out the guy in the relationship lied about everything. There was one girl I worked with.
Or the honeymoon phase, where they're just trying to impress.
Yeah, well, she come to find out
happens.
this guy was addicted to pornography. She found out, told him to correct it, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Oh, jeez.
And
My
she-
wife accepts me for who I am.
But she was like, "No, you need I want you to please stop because
Yeah.
I don't like it." And he was like, "No, I'm gonna continue doing it." So she's like, "Then we're done." And it was he didn't care. But that was the issue is you got this relationship, this fake relationship going into a marriage based on lies.
Yeah,
and
right.
then they see the real person and it's this isn't who you were when I was dating you.
Yeah.
Whereas for me and Kara,
Well, she
The
saw him
only
in the
thing-
light. She didn't
well,
see him in the shade yet.
I take
That's
that back. The only
difference.
thing that
Like,
Kara
some
didn't know
people have-
about me is I liked wrestling.
I'm sure he was.
That's worse than pornography.
I'm sure he was. That's gay pornography.
Have you ever? I
I'm just kidding. I had to. It came to my head. I had to get it out. I'm just joking. It was fun. I had a blast when we went. It was a good time.
it's all jabs.
that's what it is. Yeah.
No.
Thanks, Cam. I'm glad you
Oh,
got
I got it.
Oh, we got it.
I
We
got
That's
it.
good.
We got it.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
No, but like kind of going along what you're saying though, I always like the line in the movie Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. There's a part when he's talking to one of the other characters in it, and he's like, when did you know that your wife was the one? And he makes the line in there. He's like, we shared each other's darkest, not really secrets, but it's like just our darkest, most intimate, I'll say, secrets. And he said, and we accepted it. And then from there, it's just freedom, because you've accepted the darkest moment or darkest point, I guess. And once you can accept that and get past that, then it's just freedom.
Well, then you can work on things together.
Yeah.
Too.
Or as he said, that's what he says in that. He's like, it's freedom to just now love each other. Like the floodgates are open.
There's no barriers or walls.
So, Oss, you were next.
Yeah. So I'm next. I'm trying to think of. So we had a mutual friend.
You went through some floozies before that too, so
Who has
Well, and that-
You gotta
Rain
slay
girl.
some
The
dragons.
rain girl.
Find that princess. You had to sharpen that
Yeah.
sword a few times.
So I had gone through
They were dragons.
a few ladies at the time. Had my heart broken a few times, and
Yeah.
met this pretty little thing at a coffee shop. And we had been talking beforehand, texting back and forth, kind of like set up on a blind date type thing. And so we were texting, gosh, I don't even know. It was probably a month, 2 months before we actually met up. But it was weird because, and now that you say that, the honesty or the heart on the sleeve moment is when Jess and I were texting. At that point, like I was so didn't give a part of my life that I was just like, I'm gonna be weird. I'm just gonna be me. Like I don't like if I'm weird and she like they stick around, sweet. Like I don't have to hide anything. And so yeah, like in our time of texting and everything, we had our own little jokes and our own little memes happening, and our comedy was already kind of developing together. And so we had made this. I had went to Mexico with some friends, and at the time, I don't know if you guys ever saw on like there was like that popular website called Chive On or whatever. Anyway, the big popular thing at the time was to wear those floppy horse head masks.
Yeah.
And so she had seen photos that we had staged in Mexico where we were all of us were wearing those horse heads, and they were hilarious. And so she had always joked about, the horse head mask and thought how awesome it was. And I had always joked about proposing. And so anyway, we fast forward to our very first like meeting and date. So we meet up at a mutual spot, like a coffee shop, nice chill. And we decided, if it works from there, we'll take things from there. And so anyway, I show up late. Because not on purpose, I was looking for a ring pop because I wanted to surprise her. That just is like a joke. And anyway, but I didn't realize how important timing was for Jess. Like Jess is very like, if I'm important, you have to be like on time or early. Anyway, so I show up late, but we end up hitting it off pretty well at the coffee shop. And after that, I'm like, hey, you want to go on a date? We end up going to RC Willey because I thought it'd be really funny to pose on furniture in the RC Willey store with the horse head masks on. And so we go around and we're taking all these photos and laughing and having this stupid time while people are like staring at us. And then at the very end, I, for one photo of the horse head mask, I get down on one knee with a ring pop and propose to her. And so we just have these like stupid memories of that night. But ever since then, we just kind of hit it off. And it was pretty funny because our following next date, Jess made us food, I made us food. Sorry. I made us food, and I think it was turkey burgers, and I gave Jess food poisoning. And so literally that night,
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
that night,
It's the gift that keeps
She
on giving,
is-
Clark.
having troubles in the restroom, and she's thinking, relationship's over. There's no recovering from what I am going through in this bathroom. Like, he's never going to look at me the same. But she said she was surprised that I stuck around and helped her, and I even wanted to see her afterward. Well, anyway, what I'm not telling you is that at the same time, I was dating another girl at the same time who I had also made plans to go to Denver with to go see a concert.
And wear horse heads?
No. We went to a concert we went to go see Memphis Mayfire headline. We talked about this because Beartooth had opened for him. And anyway, so while we're there, the whole time I'm with this girl, I'm quickly realizing not interested anymore. So I'm texting Jess the whole time. I feel guilty because I'm not interested at all in the person that I'm there with. But we had made these plans months ago, so I kind of felt inclined to still be there. And I still want to see Memphis, if I'm being honest. Anyway, we come back. I break things off with the other girl. But at the same time, I still couldn't commit to Jess because I was dealing with brokenheartedness, and I didn't feel like I was ready for commitment. And so I always told Jess at the time, like, you're the perfect girl at the wrong time. Because my heart wasn't there, but I knew you were solid. And so eventually I had to get over myself and be like, you're stupid. Don't do this. But I still had that internal struggle because on February 14th, we went snowboarding during the day, had a blast. And then that night, she was wondering if I wanted to do anything. And it was that commitment issue. And I was like, yeah, I'll let you know. And I never let her know until it was too late. And so I text her at like 5 or something. And she told me, well, if you don't let me know, I'm going to go to Park City. And so by the time I had made up my mind, like, actually, yeah, I do want you to come over. She was like, sorry, I'm already in Park City, or I'm already on my way to Park City. And I was like, oh, can you turn around? She's like, no. And it was that moment, and I'm very thankful for this, but it was that moment that I realized she didn't need me. And that made me like, okay, I can do this. This is the one. So from there, we started dating, and roughly about 2 years later is when we got married. And so,
just to add, you saying the whole like right girl, wrong time.
Yeah.
So after Jenny and I, like, really, I want to say we actually told each other we loved each other because it was when we went up to Lava Hot Springs.
Oh, right.
We told each other we loved each other, but then before we had even met, she had tickets to fly out to California to go see her boyfriend. And it was also supposed to be kind of her senior trip out of high school and different things. So she was going out there for 2 weeks. And I just remember that was like one of the hardest times in my life.
I remember. We talked a lot that week.
Because she's out there staying in this guy's house with this guy for 2 weeks. And I was just sick. Like, as sad and funny as it sounds, I remember for those whole 2 weeks, I literally slept on my bedroom floor. And this is my mentality, is because
Mentality.
is I would be laying at night thinking, like, what could be going on. And the moments those thoughts would start to come into my head, I'd hurry and stop and go, hey, I'm sleeping on my floor. And
it was that Bryan Cranston moment where he's in his white skivvies on the ground with popcorn.
And I'm just like, and then those intrusive thoughts would start to, and I'm sleeping on my floor.
They were
wild.
And it was just like that. That's all it took, and until I could fall asleep, and then sadly I had to do it for 2 weeks. And there was moments when I'm like, I'm just gonna text her and say, I can't handle this. I'm done. And because I would ask her, like, you should just come home. Come home. She's like, well, I've got the round trip ticket. This is kind of my vacation. I've been looking forward to it. She's like, I've already told him that it's not going anywhere. Like, she went out there to also break up with him, is kind of weird as it sounds because she's staying with the guy, but like, so that was kind of.
But it was a free place to stay. She was out of high school. She's like, I need a free place.
Right.
Did they diddle?
I don't want to talk about it. But
oh my gosh.
But yeah, and so I kind of the same thing, right girl, wrong time, is like I kept telling myself, like, I'm just going to end this. I can't handle this. But then I would tell myself, I'm like, if I text her and say, I can't handle it, I'm done, then in 2 weeks, she's going to be home and single. I'm single. We know it's right. That it's like, I just got to tough it out. And then, yeah, I mean, the rest is history. But yeah, that's kind of just what that reminded me. Oh, and he even proposed to her while she was down there.
No way.
Yeah, but
Bro.
he just
I remember that.
he just slid her the ring across the kitchen counter and said, "Think about it." That was his proposal.
What a douche. Wow.
I didn't even have a ring, so I'm.
I want to say, flash forward till, I want to say this was just like last year. One of Jenny's sisters said that she just, I don't know how it came about, but she ended up finding him on like Facebook or something. And he's like, no joke, he's like a white supremacist living out of a trailer. And
Unabomber vibes.
I mean,
Wow.
no joke.
Yeah.
There was something, I want to say she even was curious because she did like a search on him and found like a police record. And I can't remember what it is. I'm not going to just say something and be wrong, but like he like full on like, it's like, wow.
He's
like,
broken.
you missed an opportunity there, babe.
She would have been Trailer Park Barbie.
He was the right guy at the wrong time. I'm just kidding.
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy at the right time?
Right time? Wrong.
No, right guy at the right time. It made her realize that she.
Yeah.
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 But
Wrong guy at the wrong right time.
So that reminds me of Lisa too. Like she kept whenever we'd go introduce, like she'd introduce me to people. She's like, "This is my friend," and like,
I remember that.
oh dude, she'd be like, "This is my friend Chris. This is my friend Chris." And I took her one time. I
this
was
is
like,
when you were kind of serious, right?
yeah,
Really
yeah,
serious.
Yeah. And so I'm like, "Hey, we gotta have a talk." So I took her in the car, and we parked. It was in like a parking lot. I was like, "Okay," I said, "Don't ever call me a friend." I said, "Because I'm not doing that." She's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, "I'm not going to be your friend." And like, there's music playing in the background. And all of a sudden that John Michael. No,
This was the first time
no,
you meet her.
the song came on Just Friends by John Michael Montgomery or whatever. It's like friends get scattered in the wind and this and that. I was like, yeah, this. I go, I'm not doing this. I go, I will never be happy just being a friend with you. I said, so either we're doing this, or I said, or I'm done. I go, I'm not wasting my time. And she's like, well, can I think about it? I was like, yeah. I go, I'm going to Colorado. I was like, I'm going to go to Colorado. Give me an answer. When
It
I
sounds
get
like the
back.
start of a Hallmark movie.
Give me an answer. when you get-
Small town girl.
So
She
anyway,
has to choose between the country handsome guy or the New York
New York
so
businessman.
I go to Colorado.
VP.
I was going to do a ride along and everything with Colorado State Trooper because I was going to become a Colorado State Trooper in Colorado.
Oh.
So
Where else would you be a Colorado State Trooper?
it's valid.
in New Hampshire.
Well,
It's a commute, but he makes it work.
it's valid. I could be Kansas. Could be Kansas. But
He's gonna
anyway,
be a Colorado State
I was
Trooper
gonna
in Utah.
I was gonna stay in Colorado. Like if I was, and she ends up texting me. She's like, "When are you coming back?" I was like, "I don't know if I am." And she's like, "Well, I want to be with you." I was like, "Are you sure?" And so I canceled all those plans and came back because she said,
And now you're a tent guy.
When you could have been a state trooper.
I would have been a dickhead if I was a state trooper. Probably.
You're still a dickhead.
All right,
you
man.
are a
Dude,
dickhead.
Dude, you wouldn't have been
Officially.
a more spitting image of that super trooper.
Do you know how fast you were going, Meow?
Dude, you had the mustache, whatever.
Bro,
Farva.
I couldn't imagine anyone else. Like, that would be you.
Oh, am I saying meow?
Am I jumping around all bimbly drinking
Like
milk
how-
out of a saucer?
Like how so? Like just goofy?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
just
yeah.
like what?
Like maybe like Reno 911 style, like you
Yeah,
know,
bro.
short.
New boot
short.
goofing
Like
over
a-
here.
like a Boy Scout dropout
Dude,
guy?
100%.
Right on.
You'd be doing weird shit.
I could see you as law enforcement, though. Really?
Yeah.
Like
Why?
Yeah.
It's the eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The
His
sad
eyebrows
thing is
mean
your
business.
salary would be like half of what it is now. So
Sadly.
You don't know what I make.
I mean, I have a,
quarter.
generalization. So
What
Quarter.
word did you just say?
a
Your house is bigger than most cops I know.
A genitalization. Yeah. So I was gonna do that. I forgot about that part.
Wild.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
But doing that, I also was like, well, is it? Well, I didn't actually know because I didn't tell her I was staying there. I was like, I'm going to Colorado for a little bit. I didn't tell her why or anything, and she's like, when are you
So
going to
it's
be
not
back?
like you pressured her into it. Like, I'm moving away if you don't.
No, it wasn't like an ultimatum thing.
Right.
Yeah. But I really wasn't planning on coming back.
Crazy.
Man, we could have been without Chris.
Yeah.
That's
That would've been a good life.
That's
huh?
crazy.
I have
Nope.
to thank Lisa next time we see her. Hey, thanks for getting Chris out of Colorado.
She'll know what you're talking about. Because I ended up after I was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna come home. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I wasn't planning on coming back.
Jeez.
I go, you were. I felt like you weren't taking me serious. Just call me a friend in front of people. And
Jenny still does it for me. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, honey.
This
she
is my
had,
friend.
She had me. She'd go hang out with a friend. And then be like, hey, can you come pick me up? Because she didn't have a car. And I go pick her up. And it was like some dude's house. I was like, what the is this? And that happened once. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Really?
And then
Goodness.
she went and hung out with Tyler for something. And then she's like, hey, can you come pick me up? I was like, no. And she's like, what? Well, I need a ride. I was like, well, I go have Tyler give you a ride. I was like, I'm not going to be your errand boy.
I'm not your personal
I'm not doing that.
chauffeur.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
I stick to my guns.
Put your foot down.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Unless
I
you
know.
need that pickle jar open.
Oh, I'm the one who got that son of a bitch. But touche. Good point.
That was good.
If it ever
Damn it, honey.
If it
You
ever-
know your
Well
place.
placed.
That's enough.
Babe.
I know we argued, but
Really need this pickle jar open, please.
No, okay.
if it ever happens again, just
That
knock the jar.
That whole scene. Well, I did that, and I'm like trying not to let her see I'm struggling, and she like grabs the thing out of my hand. I'm like, give that back to me. What are you doing? And she's like, I got it. And she's like, worse than me.
I've had those moments when someone gives me something to unscrew like that, and you have that moment of panic when you're like, oh no.
I gotta be able to do
Like,
this.
I might not be able to get this. Like,
Every
this
day
is
of
pretty
my
freaking
life,
tight,
dude.
dude.
Jess is always like, "Can you get them?" I'm like, "Oh God, I
You
hope
know
so."
she's in there. She's just like, honey, can you open this?
She's already
She's
popped it
tighten-
open and
she's
then
tightening
lightly
all of them.
Just to give you that boost of
Oh
confidence.
yeah, dude. Yeah, oh man, it frightens me.
Like I said, once a month you got to just like turn off the water to the faucet, unplug the HDMI's.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I went, honey, the TV's not working. Oh, let me see here. Remind them they need you.
So after Jess and I had been dating for, let's see, we had just gotten married, right? No. When did you meet Shaylee? Well, I know you were working with her.
2006.
Wait, you've known her that long? Oh,
Yeah.
you said 2006. I was like, wait, what?
Wow. 16.
16. Okay. So yeah, so we met.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So we got married. Jess and I got married 2016. So yeah, so it was like
Because I remember, this
Yeah.
is funny too. I remember I started texting Amber after your wedding because we
Right.
were like matched up for the walk or whatever.
right.
And so I was like, she's single, I'm single, whatever. So I started texting her and it didn't really go anywhere. But then that's when like the spark started with Shaylee because me and Shaylee worked together and we knew each other and we were friends at work, but there was no intention from either of us for anything. Like she was dating a guy. I was off and on with a girl, and then I was like, well, that's weird. Let me try, this route or whatever. Because I was off and on with Alicia at the time,
Right.
and luckily, me moving down to that other store like helped me kind of distance myself from that and like clear my head a little bit. And then one night, like there was a group of us at work that we just wanted to go see some scary movies together. Like we went to go see Lights Out.
Right.
And like everyone bailed except Shaylee.
Well, that was after we got back from VidCon.
Uh-huh.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
well, yes.
Because we went to go see Lights Out. At
Yeah.
VidCon.
Yeah, we were going to try to watch it, but they put on that stupid like freaking 2-hour long presentation
Oh,
garbage.
so stupid.
We left before the movie even started.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
But I remember, like, I really want to see this movie. Like, this thing looks great. And so I remember telling Shaylee about it and some other people at work. And so we're like, cool, let's go see it. And everyone else ended up bailing. So it was just me and her. And like I said, she was kind of dating a guy at the time. And so we went as friends and we just watched this movie. We're like, that was cool. That was fun. Well, then a couple weeks later, we did, which one was it? That one? No. Right after the movie, actually. Right after that movie, we ended up just talking in the parking lot for like 3 hours.
Did Jess and I go see that with you? Lights out?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I just remember seeing it, and then Jess had to have the bathroom light on for like 3 nights.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that though.
Yeah.
But we talked for like 3 hours in the parking lot, just one of those like just opening up and bearing your soul kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
And
seems to be a correlation.
right, and
here.
we come to find out later that both of us left that because we went there with no intentions, not even like wasn't even like a date, was like neither of us. We were just hanging out to go see a movie, and we both left there, and we were like, huh. Interesting. Like we both of us had that little spark just start up and we're like, okay. And then after that we proceeded to have like more kind of group dates and stuff, and like we just started hanging around each other more and talking, and like it was weird. It's almost like without trying we were just like on this path together all of a sudden. Like we were just
Nice.
like going in that direction, and yeah, like I remember we went to Lagoon on a couple like group date kind of things, and
Skyride.
then
That's
yep,
what did it,
Skyride,
didn't
yep, Rattlesnake Rapids, you know, getting wet together.
Was that a thing?
What? No, I mean,
getting
just,
wet
you get
together?
wet no matter
Get wet
what.
together on Rattlesnake Rapids?
Well, Zach, have you heard of the birds and the bees?
no.
You've been doing it wrong.
That's why I got all girls.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it just like continued to grow, and I just remember for a long time before that even, just thinking to myself like, I'd never date somebody who has a kid. Like I don't even know why, but it was just a thing that popped in my head. I'm like, I'll never do that. That's
It's because
dumb.
you were young and dumb, man.
Exactly.
We
I'm
all
like,
had. We all
I'll
had.
never
those
do
ideas.
that. And then yeah, like you know, just as much as I fell in love with her, like I fell in love with Kaylee. Like she was this just adorable little kid. I was like, I could do this.
How long were you and Shaylee dating before you met Kaylee?
I met Kaylee before we started dating.
Oh, okay.
So, because we just knew each other, and she'd come into the store and
True,
stuff
yeah.
sometimes. And so, I knew who she was. It was.
I guess, how was the news? I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to ask here. Like, how was it broken to Kaylee that...
You're her new dad.
Yeah.
again, like, right? No. Again, it just happened so naturally. Like, it wasn't even a thing we had to, like...
There wasn't
Like,
that
talk-
awkward
luckily
moment
there
that
was-
it's like, Cameron is mommy's, like...
Like, she was young enough. She was only 5 when we first met.
Yeah.
And so she was young enough that, you
That's
know,
weird
she
to think
didn't...
about that.
right?
Micah's the age now that Kaylee was
Yeah.
when we met.
That
Wow,
is
that's
crazy.
And so she liked me. We had fun, you know, and I actually asked her first before I proposed to Shaylee. So like when I led them on their little scavenger hunt to the proposal, I grabbed Kaylee first and asked her if I could marry her mom, and she said yes, and then I proposed
I
to Shaylee.
remember that. Yeah.
Mhm.
What
But
if
like-
she would have said no?
I was
I'd be
gonna say,
like, don't matter. You ain't the decision
That was,
maker.
that was just a courtesy.
Yeah, it was a courtesy ask.
Kind of along those lines. Jenny and I have always said that. It's like a part of me, like if I could, in a way, redo some things, I wish, like in the movies, I wish I could have proposed to her without her knowing it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and having that genuine surprise. It's like she
I
still
got her.
didn't know it was coming, like that day or that moment or whatever. But it's like we were living together. Like it's coming, obviously. But it's like to completely blindside her.
Yeah.
Like here we are just dating and knowing things are getting serious, but then all of a sudden just bam.
Yeah. It was
I don't
pretty
know.
majestic. Like when the wind started blowing and we were under this giant oak tree that had these yellow leaves, and they all just started falling.
Dude, same thing
It
here.
was straight up like this majestic thing. I was
Yeah.
like, this is magical.
That's cute.
See, that's
Same here.
I did the generic thing and took Kara to Salt Lake to the temple grounds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, so we had talked about getting
Utah
married.
generic thing.
Huh?
Utah
Utah
generic.
generic.
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
So, but we had talked about getting married, but she had no clue I was proposing that night. So I had let her out there telling her that I wanted to go see the Simpsons movie. And she's like, well, can't we see it in Ogden? I was like, no, it's in IMAX, and the closest one is out in Salt Lake.
Got to see this cartoon.
Yeah, so I was like, we got to see it in IMAX. And she's like, oh, great, yeah. So then I was like, well, we got some extra time. Let's just stop at the temple grounds and walk around. So then I proposed to her, and she gets all excited, and all of a sudden after everything's all done, she's like, so are we going to the Simpsons movie? And I was like, no, that was a ploy to get out here. And she's like, oh. And she got all like bummed out. And I was like, really?
Dude.
Really?
Like,
you got a ring and you're bummed that we're not going to see the
Whatever.
Simpsons
You're like,
movie.
yeah,
That
she's
should have
for
been a
me. She wanted
sign.
to see that movie.
I was like, well, we'll go see it on the weekend. Like, I promise.
That's funny.
Yeah.
With Lisa, we were going to my cousin's homecoming. It was his homecoming. And I just was like, hey, I'm going to homecoming. She's like, well, I want to hang out. I was like, well, you can come with me. She came with me. I was like, holy crap, that's cool. She's coming with me to a family homecoming. And we're waiting in the line to say, get food or something. I go, marry me. And she's like, what? I was like, oh, shit.
That just slipped out.
Yeah. And she's like, what? I was like, oh, let's go out. So we go outside and we're by my car. I was like, Lisa, I go, I love you very much. I said, I don't picture my life without you. I said, marry me. And she's all, for reals? Yes, for reals. And like, it was the same thing. It was like blossoms. Had those blossom trees, and like the plums or whatever, and they were started falling down. She's like, I need time to think about it. I was like, yeah, you can take time to think about it. She sits in the car for like 5 minutes, and she just told me that she was thinking was she's like, why are you being stupid? Like, I love this guy. He's a good guy. So she said, yes, I will marry you. I was like, heck yeah.
Nice.
And she was like waiting for a ring. I was like, I don't got a ring. I
didn't have this plan.
Bro, you should have saved that
just
Cavalier.
slipped out.
That thing was magical.
I just blurted it out.
It just
That's
slipped out.
funny. That reminds me when I proposed to Jenny at the zoo, and I
didn't know you proposed to her at the zoo.
yeah, and it was funny because again we lived together first. She was back in the bathroom, still kind of getting done up and ready, and this was November, so it was kind of chilly, and I'm standing out in the living room with the ring, trying to decide which pocket of my coat to put it in that would hide it best, and I'm trying out different pockets and things, and then the whole time at the zoo, it's in just like kind of the main big pocket. She would like move her hand to almost like go put her hand in my pocket or something. So I'd reach out and like grab her hand to hold it or do something. Like I was just jumpy the whole time. I couldn't even focus. And then it was as we were getting ready to walk out that I was like, oh, hang on. I wanted to go ask the guest services something. And so I go in, and this was back in the day with the digital cameras. And so I went
do
in
that.
because it's a
That's not
That's not digital.
not digital, the
Film.
Yeah.
Okay.
disposable. That's
Oh,
the word.
yeah, okay.
Disposable camera.
Wrong key.
But
It's like a jack.
no, but I walk in there and I'm like, hey, can I ask one of you to come out and take a picture? I want to propose to my girlfriend. And if I'm like, we'll take one just of us standing, smiling, and then take one more and we'll do it. And they were like, yeah, sure. So they come out and it was just kind of in front of one of their like rock and tree setup thing. And we took one picture, and then I was like, oh, let's actually do one more. Let's do one more. And then so I got down on one knee, pulled the ring out and everything. And I remember in my head, I wanted to do it so formal and say like her full name and everything. And all. I just, babe. Like,
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do it on Discovery Channel. Forever.
Yeah. And then Orgy comes out behind you.
Give it to me now.
it was Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
Bloodhound
Wrong
Gang.
band.
Like,
My
who's
bad.
Orgy?
I thought his name was Orgy. I was confused.
No.
But
What
Bloodhound
song
Gang.
did they sing?
Orgy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't even know who that is.
It's
Never
a
heard of
band.
I mean, I'm sure it is somewhere.
No, it is.
No, it is. It's from
It
same
sounds
era.
like-
Same era.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're earlier.
Sure.
They sound lame.
My bad. Bloodhound Gang comes out behind
Sounds
you.
like a party.
Well, for me, my friend Scott Jarvie, he's a really, really good photographer. I had convinced Jess that I wanted just couples photos. And so she didn't know it was our engagement. And luckily, and I mean, granted, she was dropping hints like crazy, but she had built like a Pinterest board of all the rings for like to give me influence. So I went and bought the ring that I thought she would love. And the funniest part about all of it is about 6 months prior, we went to Vegas with her family, her whole family, and while we were there, I had the whole intention of taking her dad aside and asking for his blessing. And so we get back to Park City after the vacation, and just quickly in the garage, I'm like, hey, and then I freeze. And then he sees tears start to build, and he's like, oh, and so he starts to tear up, and I'm like, yeah, gotta be quick. Cause we were loading up the car to come back home, and he's like, I know what you're trying to ask. The answer is yes. I'm like, oh, thank God. And so we just hug, and then I'm like, okay, we gotta pack. And so we start loading up the car again. So at that point, like, that had happened. Well, like I said, like a few months passed by, like 4 or 5 months passed by. It's now fall. This happened in early spring when I asked. And we went out mountain bike riding. And midday, Ron asks me, he's like, hey, if there are any big events happening next year, I need to know about them so I can request the time off at work, because he has to ask off his time way in advance.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like that. Hey, bud, you asked, when are you going to do it? I need to know. And so I took that. Anyway, I had lined this up with Scott Jarvie to go out and get these couples photos done. And while we were there, I surprised Jess with the engagement and got the whole thing, pictures and video and all that stuff. But same thing as you, is in my mind, I was like, I'm going to have this speech. I'm going to get down on one knee, say her whole name, all this stuff. And I literally just got down on a knee, and I was like, will you be mine? I didn't even ask her to marry me. I just said,
It's Valentine's.
will you be mine?
Will you go to the prom?
I made you this heart card.
Little chalk candy.
Here's,
You
was it
mine.
Russell Stouffer's?
Ow.
Will you go to the prom of life?
With me forever?
You mind me?
Yeah. Anyway, fun stuff. Getting to know all of us and our friendship and our relationships and our lives. And granted, we could probably go like further next time we meet, even into like our kids and how all that
You
kind
want
of
to know how those
transpired.
relate or what?
That's pretty straightforward.
I mean, I think we could go into some detail,
You put the lime in the coconut.
This episode ran extremely
Really
long. Way longer than we had anticipated when we started this. So that all to say, I don't think next week we will have an episode to post. So if there isn't, just know that that's why. But we hope you thoroughly enjoyed this extra long special episode where we got to kind of share our past and our histories together and just how we came to be around this table, really. So
What's our hashtag?
hashtag is happy spouse, happy house. Long one.
All right.
That's bullshit.
Hashtag be mine.
There you go.
Hashtag be mine.
Be mine.
There we go.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys here next time.
Love you guys.
Thanks for being part of this crowd.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Oh, and
Keep this
let
in.
us know your stories down below. Be interested to read them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.